And what is up, YouTube? This is Chimerus X9 back with another video, and I've got a problem. Okay, so I just jailbroke my Switch, all right, and I'm about to show y'all some content about the joys of having an Android Nintendo Switch, as I'd like to call it. But I just got an issue. Okay, so I went and I took my time. I went on YouTube, like what y'all do nowadays, and I looked up, how to get Android on the Switch. If I just go and do like a Switch tutorial, like the typical stuff that you see most people do. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of videos on how to do it. And if you look at the dates, you got 5 months, 3 months, 6, 7 months, 1 year. Not too bad as far as legitimacy of whether it's still something that's existing or not, or relevant, which it definitely is, and it's definitely an amazing tool to have, an amazing thing to unlock with the Switch. The only issue is that with a lot of this content, they all say, use the latest payload, go on this site on GitHub and go ahead and download the latest payload, or use whatever folder that they provide on their description. But the thing is, I used the latest payload. It didn't work. Not only that, it basically nearly bricked my Switch, and I had to do some wonky things just to get it to come back. It was really ridiculous and really, it almost gave me a heart attack. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't want my Switch to be destroyed, and I didn't want my Switch to be a brick. So, that was annoying to get around. Luckily, it didn't break my machine, and it's fine. But honestly, for all you guys that want to do this, that want to, flash or sideload Android, in this case Lineage OS, to your Switch, so you can basically open it up as far as the tablet end of the machine, do not use the latest payloads. You want to stick with the, believe it or not, the fourth one down, which is 5.0.1. That is the payload when you wanna download. You'll find it on this website right here. I have the link in the description below. As far as jailbreaking your Switch, and this is a disclaimer, you cannot jailbreak any Switch. You have to go by, and I'll provide the link in the description to one of the tutorials. But as you know, the ones that aren't patched, that are unpatched, because there is an exploit that was in the NVIDIA Tegra, and this is the GUI that's used to essentially inject the payloads into the machine and open it up, or jailbreak it, or add Android, whatever have you, add Linux, add emulators, add all kinds of crazy stuff to it to make it an amazing machine, even though it's already an amazing console of its own. But this just opens up to, brings it to the next level. We're talking about Super Saiyan Nintendo Switch. But anyway, so you want to use that. But what I'm basically saying, you guys, is that you want to use this particular payload. This is the payload you want to inject. Everything else applies as far as when you want to even put Android on the Switch. This guy basically right here will pretty much tell you how to do it. I can't really disclose anything, nor can I show you, a live process of me doing it, because I'll probably get flagged by Nintendo, or some mess will probably happen. I don't want to deal with it, but I do want to at least let you guys know, and to make sure this goes through, that if you use any of these other payloads, it's going to break the thing, or potentially brick it. I don't know. Just speaking from my own experience, you want to maintain the 5.0.1 payload as far as using that. Basically, by using that payload, I can kind of show you guys what that would look like. So as we go into the GUI right here, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I just kind of experimented with, but I'm just gonna get rid of all of these while I'm live right now. These are the only honestly, no, get rid of that too. Obviously, when you want to just mainly jailbreak, you want to use that to payload. You have to inject the payload every time, because all of the information is on the SD card. It is not on the NAND. We haven't gotten to that point where you're able to jailbreak it on the NAND. This is what you want to use anytime you inject the payload into the machine. And I'm going to show you guys real quick, just kind of like a process of how I do it. Alright, so we're back. Right now we're looking at the Switch. So this is the stock Switch, obviously. It's just the normal operating system of the switch, as you can see. I don't have it in Android mode right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna turn it off. As you can see, you just gotta hold down this button, turn it off. I'm gonna go to power options and turn it off. I'm gonna set you right here real quick, just so you can get an idea. This is some live stuff we're doing right here. I don't typically do this, but actually, let me come back real quick. I gotta get the other cable. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I'm not gonna go too far into it, but obviously what this involves is a jig, is an RCM jig, which I do have. Unfortunately, like I said, I cannot provide the actual location of where I was able to get this RCM jig. But if you check it out right here, this is gonna be it. Let me just get it out the fucking box. My gosh, all right. Let me get this. Okay, so this is what it's gonna be right here. All right, it's an RCM jig. It goes into the whatever the last pins are that everybody says, whatever. They're just pins that go into a pin, okay? Yeah, that's all we need to know. So we're gonna put that in just like that. And then we're going to go up to this and we're gonna hold this down, give this a nice little tap. Just gonna show you guys, hold this. You're gonna tap the power button just for a minute, not too long. All right, we got it. So it looks like it should be in that mode. I'm gonna leave the jig in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick this thing up in here real quick, and it should ding just like that. And then that's gonna be right there. Now, instead of choosing 5.1.1, obviously you do not wanna choose 5.1.1, you wanna choose 5.0.1. So I'm gonna double click that, bam, and we got it. Now, if I was to put this thing in 5.1.1, I don't even wanna do it. It won't load, it just will not load. So, I mean, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's mine or if it could be anybody's, but this is just, you know, just putting it out there. You don't want your switch to be damaged because of some, incorrect engineering with these payloads. As convenient as they are, they can break your switch. Anyway, going into more configs, we have switch root Android. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. Let this thing boot up. These RCM jigs are pretty easy to lose. I got it. I still got it right here. Like I said, you guys, I can't tell you guys where I got this thing from, but that's gonna be it right there. I'm gonna let this thing boot up. Get back to you guys in just a moment. All right, looks like we're logged into Android. Let me just turn this thing back on. Got that set up. Sorry for the glare. So we got Android on this mug now. Looking mighty nice, right? Go ahead and close that. Now I'm gonna show you guys something that I actually learned. And before I do that, let me go ahead and sync these Joy-Cons. Now, initially, when you first do this, this is very hard to do with two devices. I got my phone in one hand and the Switch in the other. But if you check this out, these aren't initially synced. You gotta activate them. So I don't know if I could do it with this. If you guys check it out, I just tap this Joy-Con R, which is the right Joy-Con. At the end of the day, they're both Bluetooth devices. So what you really want to do is, I'll just kind of show you guys. You want to go ahead and go to this thing, and you see the little button right here. You want to hold it down. And once you've held it down, it'll kind of show like that, and it'll resonate with the Bluetooth functionality of the switch right here, which I think if you tap it now, it should sync. Actually, no, my bad, tapped the wrong one. Okay, I don't know what it's gonna do. Yeah, so when it actually connects, I think it actually okay, so it'll show the pairing request, so you wanna click that. Pairing request, does it allow access, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you wanna click yes, or click pair, which is yes, essentially. And then you wanna do the same with the other one. So I'll just go ahead and do that off screen real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same, pair request. I don't know why this always pops up, so annoying. Okay, it's supposed to do a pair request. I don't know what happened. Okay, L. This is really hard to do looking at a screen to another screen. Anyway, so as you can see, by me hitting that button, clearly it's paired. You have the buttons, the face buttons are working, the analogs are working and everything like that. Now check this out, all right? So this is something I kind of just figured out by tinkering with this. Now you got, obviously you have access to Android, so as you can see right there, I have the Dolphin emulator right there. It runs about as good as it does with the Laka flash, which is another thing that you can also put on the Switch, which is just a RetroArch operating system. It has some interesting overclocking capabilities, but you know, overclock at your own risk, because when you're doing that, you're essentially frying the system on a chip, because the cooling that's in this small device is not sufficient. It's not something you'd see in the desktop. So, you know, please be advised that you may be melting your Switch over time. So you want to use that sparingly. But anyway, so if I check out this right here, okay, so this is the streaming app. It's called Moonlight. Okay, you can actually find this. I'll put a link to that also in the description as well. But if you go to the, I'm running on my desktop. I have a quite powerful gaming PC that I use in all my videos. Not that one. Okay, so I use. So yeah, so this is what it's saying. You know, all my games are, you know, like Doom and stuff like that. I have many more games. Actually, I have a whole emulation machine that is built into it. Built into my PC that I went ahead and set up. It was called Launchbox. I'll get to that in a minute. But if I just go to Steam, which you know is a server for games, that's just gonna take you to your Steam server. Okay, so let me just let it connect. And mind you, my internet is not like gigabit internet. It's like, it's okay. You know, my DSP is all right. But if I get, here's the cursor right here. If I get out of this, I kind of just like, let me see. Oh, maybe I gotta, if I just exit out of this, I bet you it'll, okay. So check this out. Oh, crap. Wait a minute. I know I did this earlier. Hold up. What I'm trying to show y'all is like, you can actually, yeah, so you can actually access the desktop. If I just go like this, so now I have access to my entire desktop. So I don't know if I believe the Android tablet can do the same thing, but like there's some serious like benefits to doing this. Okay, just like, all right, hold on. All right, so after doing all that, okay, I finally have access to the desktop. Okay, so you can actually utilize the Switch, and you can, you know, move the cursor on the screen to utilize the desktop. So you can have a whole desktop. So yeah, I mean, mind you, can put Linux on this thing, but if you have a serious gaming PC with like some good internet, or like some good, you know, like a good Ethernet or Wi-Fi card in the machine, this is freaking foolproof. I mean, just check this out. If I go to, I'm just gonna go to my my client for all my games real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what I do. This is what it is right here. This is tight. Mind you, this is a Nintendo Switch, okay? This is some sick shit right here. Okay. So I have full access. No, really? Okay. Don't mind that. Okay, but I have full access to this. You see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? I can use the controller, alright? Because at the end of the day, you can use the Joy-Cons for anything. The only thing is that if you're gonna run X input, which is, you know, like the standard on a lot of stuff, whether it be Steam, which when I say that, I essentially mean like the Xbox controller. So like the A button is normally right here, but in this case with Nintendo, it's flip-flop, same thing here. Y is usually on top, X is right here. That's the only thing. So if I go to like, you know, some of my Windows games, like let's just go to, let me see. Where's Windows at? There we go. So if I go to Windows, it's basically just all inverted. So if I go to Windows, let's go to, I don't know what you guys want to see. Some GTA 5. Nah. Resident Evil 2. Let's check out some Resident Evil Remake. Okay, so if I just go to this. Okay, don't worry about that activate Windows thing. That's gonna go away. All right, I gotta go through all this crap. I don't think I've ever initiated this before. It's really just, I mean, if you kind of think about it, you know how the PS Vita was able to, you know, stream anything from the PS4. This thing is just like amazing. And the Joy-Cons, man, I swear, like the Joy-Cons are just like an amazing replacement for like any kind of controller that you would have to sync to it because Bluetooth, but it's all on it, you know, because it's still the Switch at the end of the day. So if you notice, like, there's like hardly any latency. Like, it's just crazy. Like, this is just crazy for real, for real. Like, there's no way I can play this game right now because I only can hold one Joy-Con at a time, but you get the idea.
Hello? Anybody there?
Let me see if I can skip that. Okay, so we got, you know, some Leon action right here. I don't know if I could. But you get the idea, you know. It's pretty damn sick, I'm not even gonna lie. And this is just, you know, yeah, it's just a stream, but if you have a good PC, this is a good second screen, not even gonna lie, this is pretty sick. And we got another demonstration here of my favorite game, as you guys know. Like I said, this is running on the Switch. Okay. Just using my Joy-Cons right here. You know, I'm not BSing y'all. Like, this is for real, like on the Switch, and this, like I said, there's virtually no lag. Like, it's, you know, it's literally just like a second screen. It's very like low latency, if any at all. Even though I'm really just like sucking right now. Obviously, this game is not for the Switch. You know, this is on the computer right now. This is through Steam. But this thing is it's crazy, man. And we got some Devil May Cry 5 action, you know. Now, I did notice before this actually loaded is it actually dropped. So, I mean, this is awesome, but sometimes, and I know I think I've seen like a couple videos on YouTube about also if you try to do the Microsoft service, I forget what it's called. But if you try to use that, sometimes that drops too. But like I said, this is running on my Switch, man. This isn't a typical tablet. Obviously, it's not. You know, I'm not running this on a Samsung tablet or something like that. This is the actual Switch. I'm using the actual Joy-Cons. This is some sick stuff. I'm telling you, man. This is more of a reason to to do something like this. I'm not trying to promote anything. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of perks to doing this. Check out. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Show you guys some action. Yeah, here we go. So I got full control now. And also, like, using the Joy-Cons in games like this especially, it's just freaking amazing. Like, it feels so much more ergonomic versus just like, just using an actual Bluetooth. I mean, which you can. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's an Android operating system, so you can actually sync any kind of controller to this. It's not limited to just the Joy-Cons. You just do the same process that I just showed you guys. This is some Royal Palace gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Pretty tight. If I could actually play the game. Oh, there we go. But you guys get the idea. I'll try to get in some real action real quick. I don't know what I'm getting there. Oh, hello. just kind of hard to play this game while recording. Kind of wish I had a capture card. Oh. So you guys, sometimes you'll get a message like this where it's like it's been terminated. And this is actually something that's been new to me because earlier, and like I said, I don't have the best internet in the world. I don't have gigabit internet. I don't have the computer that I just hooked up to was not a line-in connection. It was actually a Wi-Fi connection. So I mean, nothing is Ethernet bound in this situation. So you know, sometimes it'll drop like that. I mean, no big deal. You know, at the end of the day, you can basically bypass the whole thing. You know, by doing that. But yeah, that'll be it. As far as one of the key benefits of you know, getting Android on your Switch is, you know, once you have access to your computer and you get all those games, like everything just looks really nice. Nothing is really downsampled. Nothing is you know, looking like a bad YouTube video. It looks pretty nice overall. But if you guys like the video, please hit the like button and, you know, comment and subscribe. Check y'all later. Take care.